just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wants to fight with me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, you know they say one finger, it could poke an eye out. You group them together into a fist, they could knock a head off. You get two of them things, they could rumble you to $1 billion. I like to say salute, 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 man. I got to get back into the curriculum. And I can't help but think about this divide and conquer strategy, man. And for somebody that's very observant, or at least attempts to be, it's like when you look back at boxing, you know, you're going to have your little things going on throughout the history of boxing. You're going to have like the same thing reoccurring. Why? Because it's the same activity over and over. Just like in any other sport, you're going to have the same things. But boxing is a little bit different. Boxing is a little bit different because boxers can pick who they want to fight. Promoters can pick who they want to fight. The public can make a demand. But at the end of the day, it's somewhat not in our hands. And I think we've been falling into this trap. I think a lot of these boxers have been falling into a trap where they're forced to divide and conquer, especially in light of the recent events. And I'll get into that. But just some general information, man, about it, because I got to get back into the curriculum. I'm not going to talk about gaslighting and all that because people start acting all sensitive. But the phrase divide and conquer comes from the Latin phrase divide et impera, which translates to divide and rule. The phrase began to appear in English around 1600. The strategy of divide and conquer is a political and sociological tactic that involves breaking up a large concentration of power into smaller groups. The goal is to prevent smaller power groups from joining together, cause discord and rivalries, prevent a rebellion against the elites or those implementing the strategy. And I know this is not going to get the congregation jumping for joy. But Body Work, I'm still going to make a little noise, you know. Let me repeat, man. What's the goal of divide and conquer? Prevent smaller power groups from joining together. Cause discord and rivalries. Prevent a rebellion against the elites or those implementing the strategy. Some people who have been attributed with using the strategy include Julius Caesar. The Roman ruler successfully used the strategy to conquer Gaul. Napoleon, the French emperor, used the strategy along with the maxim divide und regnus. Philip II of Macedon, the phrase has been attributed to him. Niccolo Machiavelli, the 16th century Italian diplomat and political theorist who wrote about the strategy in his political treatise, The Prince. Machiavelli, the 16th century Italian diplomat and political theorist, could be said to be the discoverer of this devious tactic or devious technique. The 16th century Italian diplomat, and political theorist could be said to be the discoverer of this devious technique, divide and conquer. We've seen some recent events. We've seen some things going on in recent events. Salute the Cookie Monster. Sounding good, body work. Appreciate you, Cookie Monster. Thanks for that sound check. But I'm looking at everything, right? And let's just go over like the big, let's just go over the people of our interest. We talk about an assimilation to Baltimore, Newark, you could say Houston, you could say Atlanta, you could say Philly. You know, so if we looking at what's in our best interest, these fights, us not getting them, right? If you look at us not getting them, which I've been trying to say forever, that, you know, I'm starting to get less and less into the who you think gonna beat the crap out of who and who gonna dog walk this. I'm starting to get a little bit less into that now, because that's starting to get weird. You make an honest assessment, you're hating, then afterwards you gotta love it. You know, you can't be critical like we are of everybody else. So I'm starting to get away from that. And I'm starting to get the value. See, my value is when I call them. My value is when I make the prediction. My value is also when I be sprinkling a little bit of bread on them and they be coming back. And some of these guys, when you look at them, they guarantee money. When they are themselves, they guarantee money. It just depends on how you do it. They guarantee money. And I try to keep an eye on these guys and their movements, and I try not to make any knee-jerk reactions. I try to sit back and watch. But this common strategy of divide and conquer is being implemented over and over again, man. And all it does is, like, at the end of the day, it just makes us look silly. Why? Because we go back and forth. Like, if you think about right now, if you think about the Boots camp and the Norman camp, they talking spicy. You got two people who they were doing the same thing that DHP was doing, but what they're doing is egregious. What Norman Senior doing is egregious when he was the most transparent. That's why I be saying, man, people do not like the truth. People do not like transparency. They like to hide behind a veil. You know, like the power of the Wizard of Oz. This little guy behind the veil just pulling all these strings all over the place. That's how we are out here. And we splitting fan bases. We go against each other. Just look at it like this. What if that was a trilogy? What if that was just the beginning of a trilogy? You can say what you want about talent and who can do this and who can do what. It just depends on what's going on in camp. It just depends on who's gonna crack under pressure when them big bright lights come up. If you in your hometown, who not gonna fold when you got all this pressure when you expected to win and you get hit on your chin? We've been getting divided so much, man. We've been getting divided so much that anytime it sounds like I talk about Shakur, it could be taken as though I'm hating on the young man. But we at a time now where one boxer tell you, well, pick a side. It's like, all right, I'm gonna pick a side if you signed to fight. If you signed up to fight, then we will be forced to pick a side. But when people make predictions or people have their things that they say as far as, leading up to fights and how they think the fight gonna go, we get so caught up as fans, not knowing that we nitpicking amongst the same fan base. Because the truth is, if we were getting the fights that we wanted, and the names that we wanted to fight were up and active, as long as they were fights that we at least didn't mind seeing, that would be okay. But we're not even getting the fights. It's like everybody want to manage and tell this person that and tell this other person this and how this goes. And what happens is the fan bases get so divided. The fan bases get so divided that these fighters go on and fight other fighters, and we don't even get to see them fight. Not knowing that you might need that fan base. Yeah, the fan base that you go and conquer, because that's what the whole glory of it is. That's what, like, Brian Norman, he went over there in that man's backyard and knocked him out in front of his folks. Like, that's big game. That's big. That's that wasn't under the shadow. He wasn't living under the shadow of anybody. After a little bit of adversity, I know I was rough on him when he first came out, because everybody on YouTube was just hype. And I was like, then I seen it perform. I was like, well, that's just when you listening to people and you believe in what they say is gonna be true, and that don't be the case. But he bounced back from that. He go back, he train, he get right, then he go over there in that man's backyard and knock him out like that when nobody was expecting him to do that. So to get to that point, because when the last time we heard somebody from down there being on fire like that, that's from there, especially if somebody like Tank can go down there and sell out down there. When they say they came out down there, when was the last time we had one of them from down there? But because a fight didn't happen for whatever reason, now the fan base is splitting. And at the end of the day, they both fighting two people that we gonna watch it as hardcore as we gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? If you up into I ain't watching that, and then you ain't a hardcore. So this probably ain't for you. I'm talking about the hardcores that got some sense. I'm not over here trying to convert no casuals or nothing like that. I'm over here trying to have grown folk conversation about this stuff, so that when we actually talk boxing, man, and we really can put our energy together to actually get the fights, we won't be so divisive in our attempt to do so. Because all you do is you cause, man, this stuff gets so toxic, man. You cause things to happen outside of the ring, man, amongst the fan bases, man. Even the boxers themselves, you make one wrong move and then somebody talk about somebody's family member, and then somebody else is online with them things out. And then somebody saying, other things, like, man, that's too much. That's just too much. I think they've implemented it very well. They did it for the longest between Bud and Spence. That's still something to where it's like, geez Louise, man. Like, can we let it go? It was undisputed. Earl had 3 straps. Bud had 1. Bud came, he saw, he conquered. We still shouldn't be divided about that. Why? Because we never have a unified stance in what we want next. We let politics get in the way. We let narratives get in the way. We let our assumptions of business, man. We have people that watch a whole fight. They'll watch the highlights of a whole fight. They won't even know the sizes, the reaches. They won't even know the person coming off a loss. They won't even know who they fought. They wouldn't even have skimmed around for the resume or sit around and yell and argue about it for hours and hours on end. Never have even looked up anything to even know what's going on, even get caught up. Because you can know them all, but you got to spend a lot of time. But if you do your homework, people don't even do that. They hear somebody say something and they like what they said, they just jump online and just 100 miles and running. And that be the fan bases. And at the end of the day, it don't help us get the big fights. That's why a lot of times I tune in for a little while and I be like, man, what is this really about, man? Is this for somebody to intellectually masturbate and just spew out everything that they know about something, or is this geared towards us putting something together so that we can get these big fights? If we can get on a unified stance, if we can just like let's make the standard where if you pound for pound, you can't fight nobody coming off of a loss unless he pound for pound too. You can't fight nobody coming off of a knockout loss. You can't let nobody come and take your strap and then you don't even want it back. Like, let's get some standards, and then if we adhere to these standards, they can't slide the goalposts. Let's pull the rulers out and put your units down. Because at the end of the day, man, we sit around for hours, man, getting toxic, getting belligerent, calling each other out their name, losing friends, losing like motherfuckers that be on the same level, realistically. But want to be divided because it's cool. Want some red and blue, some, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Listen. If we got a lot of Monday morning quarterbacks, a lot of people that are hindsight is 2020s. We got a lot of them out here. All they do is wait for time to go by and then jump hard on the narrative and just ride that shit till the wheels fall off. It's like, no, we need to hold them accountable too. But when we let them off the hook, then they can control the narrative, and then we, at the end of the day, we not getting the big fights. Instead of listening to somebody and then waiting for the first time you hear something that you don't agree with and you leaving, keep listening and saying, okay, well, what are we the same in? What do we agree on? Do we agree on this? Do we agree that you shouldn't be able to fight nobody coming off of a loss if you pound for pound? Okay, cool. Do we agree that if you lose your strap and you have an opportunity to go get it back, you can't go around the corner until you get that back? Otherwise, go sit in the kiddie chair. Go swim in the kiddie pool. If we can't agree on that, what do we be talking about? We're not getting the big fights. We glorifying the foreign. I told y'all about the foreign and what it really was, man, a Trojan horse. All these illusions. What are we getting? What should we be getting? Like, what's the problem? If somebody put up a title and talked about how by the time Floyd and Manny fought, it was stale. If you just put that title up and just let people rock out, people will get up there and talk for 12 hours. But they'll condone why we shouldn't be getting this right now. And who lose? Why? Because in this era, man, the minute somebody take a L, they in this era, by their own judgment, the people who create these narratives, the people who stir the coffee, who be stirring the pot, stirring the coffee, the ones that create the shit, they'll justify why we shouldn't be getting the fight. And turn right around and cook all day. Pop, salute, my guy, what it do? Yeah, is that body work? Yeah, but yep, salute. But what we should be getting this, and we can say, oh, it's not time, it's not this, but people will sit around for hours and point a finger as to why we didn't get it. I haven't even seen any breakdowns. People condoning the Cordina and Shakur fight. I haven't even seen any breakdowns on it. I hadn't even seen, okay, well, what's Shakur gonna do to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's he gonna do it? He just gonna walk on water and just get it done, right? But people will speculate all day about who Tank gonna fight next. I haven't seen anything concrete yet. You know, I haven't seen anything. I ain't listening to nothing. I'm just waiting for something official. And for somebody that do content and all that, well, you don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing legit other than a bunch of narratives and people's overblown, broke, busted, and disgusted opinions about somebody. You ain't get nothing. There ain't nothing of no nutritional value. So I mean, it's nothing really to talk about. And it's a lot of the guys, you know what I'm saying, that we waiting to see move. It ain't no information came out on them. Nothing legit. Nothing legit. I haven't seen anything legit come out about none of them. I'm seeing Keyshawn. I'm seeing Keyshawn Davis. He doing his thing. I'm seeing that Kelvin. He, you know what I'm saying, he gonna get busy. Salute to Keyshawn, man. I see he just had a little one. Positive vibes your way. You know, you got to do them grown man things now, you know. You know, you big papa now. You're going to see things going to change a little bit, man. But I'm happy and proud that he actually took somebody like a Gustavo Lemos. The one who got in there and, you know, gave Richardson Hitchens a tough night. Richardson Hitchens pulled it off. You know what I'm saying? But gave him a very tough night. You know, taught him some things. I think Richardson Hitchens probably grew from that experience of dealing with somebody like that. You know, and so for Keyshawn to get him right back, I'm hearing about that. That's good work. That's a good move. That's a solid name. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to pack a hard hat and bring a lunch. I'm hearing about that. But we know we should be getting this, and because we're not getting this, and we're not getting, you know, we're not getting the loam in the tank thing, you know, unless they double back and something else happen. We know we're not getting that. And at the end of the day, we're getting these guys against someone else. So when I always pose the question, you know, I've been said this. I see a lot of people dipping off into this lane now. You know, making American boxing great again. When you look at the sum of it, people say, oh man, you just hating. It's like, no. Look, let's use our brains and not our emotions. At the end of the day, fighters are getting paid. Yes. But if you're keeping score for American boxing, like our talent and what's actually happening, Boots just got one over to where he's gonna be subject to doing something wild, like fighting on another promotional like card, or dropping it, or worse, dropping his belt and moving up before he's even done anything with it, to face the same politics at 154. I said, no way, Jose, man. That's why you had to get that fight across the finish line, man. So what? Somebody was trying to be greedy. It's your goal to build that man. You know he got an audience. Get him an accolade so people can stop ducking him. Don't make him do nothing crazy, because they're going to play politics up there. And if somebody wanted to bag down there at 47, what you think they're going to want at 54? Who's going to jump in the ring with Boots right now for free at 54? So when we keeping score, man, we getting ready to see Shakur against Cordina. And Cordina is a, you know, he's a decent fighter. I always said I'm not going to take a crap on him. I'm just saying, in any other circumstances, if we was all singing the same music, if we were all on the same sheet of music, that wouldn't be really acceptable for real. You could say stay busy, you could do whatever, but like pound for pound behavior, if you want to be up there, because people are quick to put people up in categories with Mayweathers and, you know, with Ali's and with these names like the Sugar Ray, like people are quick to put these names up in these conversations, but they're not doing the same kind of behavior. So I'm like, man, in our assessments of what's really going on, if we're keeping the score, I keep going back to Ray Ford and him going over and losing his strap to Nick Ball. I mean, we wanted to see like Ray Ford and Shoo, that was brewing. I was just about to cook a video about that brewing. Like I had to put it, I was literally almost put it out earlier that day. And some was saying, man, just you'll get to it. He lost his strap. But we would have loved to see him in Shushu. We're not getting that. So if you keeping tabs, you can look and say, okay, cool, they putting on shows, they doing big events and all this. You can do that. If you keeping score for American boxing, in a way, we kind of like down bad. We kind of like down bad in this big acquisition as it relates to this whole mass appeal to foreign, here lately. If we're looking at that aspect of it, we are getting some big names. We do have some big things coming. Out of that, we can say that if he can get this, if Beterbiev and Bivol crosses the finish line, that would be right now the most meaningful fight in the sport of boxing. I do say that. If this gets across the finish line, and everything is good between those two fighters, we get two healthy. I mean, that would be the most meaningful fight in the sport of boxing right now. If that gets across. Now the undercard got some names on there to showcase their talent. So you win because that's the most meaningful fight. So you can say, all right, you want to showcase your talent. So okay, that you slow building. Okay, if you're gonna run with that, you slow building. Okay, cool. If you look at the talent from over here, the fights that we should be getting, because when Boots and Norman didn't happen, we missed out. That would have been a unification. That's Philly versus Atlanta. So regardless of what happened, a rematch in Atlanta, that's already sparking. That's booming. That's a back and forth. And the undercards for all the people down in Atlanta would be lit. Whoever else in Philly would be lit. Imagine the Tevin Farmer, like however it would work, man. We would get lit. It would be lit between those two cities. We didn't get it because they've been using this divide and conquer, and we get so busy. We be so busy going at each other's throats that we fail to realize that if we keep in score, we're not getting the big fights. But I'm here. I'm here. I put out some links earlier. This was going to be an open panel. So I just wanted to know, man, how do you feel about this, man? We are being divided and conquered as fans. At the end of the day, we're not getting the fights. We really don't have no say other than giving our opinion. And because boxers are so sensitive, you can't even really keep it 100 about their performances, or I don't know if you should be eating that cheese, in training camp. I wouldn't be eating no dairy, if I was you. I wouldn't be having no dairy. You say something like that, it's like, oh, who are you? You never gloved up. And still, though, I'm thinking even if whether I gloved up or not, I wouldn't be eating no cheese in training camp, man. That's just me, though. That's just me. I wonder if did Floyd eat cheese? I wonder, that's the question, man. If you get a hold of Floyd, man. Did Floyd eat cheese or dairy products in training camp? Did Floyd eat dairy products in training camp? I reached out to some people and said I was going on, and let them know I was going on. I was gonna try to have an open panel and get everybody's thoughts, man, because it's getting kind of old, man, seeing this same old pattern. Just think about it. They pitted AJ and Wilder against each other for years. Neither side, if you was a kin or liked either side would keep it 100 about what was really going on. And that at times promoters was playing games, just like promoters, they have the control. You can say, well, this time he said this, and this was the contract, and you can say all of that, but at the end of the day, all them years, they pitted them against each other. And shout out to Sugar Sheik, because he set it up to where we could have got it again, and then Wilder, he didn't pull through. So once again, it didn't happen. But that fan base got pitted against each other for so long, never got to see them fight. Earl and Bud, that we almost didn't get to see that. And them two fan bases was pitted against each other for so long. I'm seeing a rumble like this Shakur, like, cause it was Tank and Devin and that fan base and how they was doing, and now it was almost like it's Tank and Shakur and it was Shakur and Devin for a period of time, but they didn't call the truce. I don't know. You know, I just know that we're getting divided and conquered. And they're doing this thing over and over again. Brian Norman and Boots is the latest example. They're doing it with Schofield, like they're doing it with the Schofields. Like I feel like, man, like, because he's promoting his son, it's different than when Devin used to do it. It's different than when Norman is doing. And people say, well, they're leveling out the fathers now. Like we're, you know, it was because a lot of people talk about T.O. Pops, you know, for a while. They were saying how T.O. Pops was, you know, and seen an interview with Danny and somebody asked him something about his pops pretty much being one of the, I guess, quote unquote, pioneers of that, like kind of like where the father's doing all of the trash talking and the promoting and stuff like that, and the son that just kind of laid back and he got the, you know what I'm saying, cashing on that check that the father was saying. It's been around, but we're harping on it and we're splintering this fan base. That's really Philly and Atlanta. If you look at it, that's not just Norman and Boots. That's Philly and Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be, it's going to get weird, man, because people take pride in where they're from. And certain camps are from this place and that. So it's like, at the end of the day, we can do all of that, but it's not getting us the big fights. I think if we had some standards, we had some kind of rules, something in place, you know, what's acceptable and what's not, at least we'll have the same energy to where, man, anybody that's listening and watching, like, man, that's a whole lot of them saying that, man, you shouldn't be taking this fight and you should be getting this one and the money makes sense. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, all it takes is, I keep bringing up Subriel Matias, man. That was his second loss, but he lost his belt. I haven't heard much about Gary Antoine. I heard he might have a rematch after something, but you know, we gotta wait to hear. And I haven't heard anything about that, but fan bases are getting splintered, you know, and I ain't saying we gotta say kumbaya. I'm just saying that, man, are you keeping score? So are you okay. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't have my signals crossed. But I would love to know, man, am I the only one keeping score? You know, I see another guy, Tito Mercado, seen the interview on Boxing Voice, and Eddie got him another one, and he signed, but we don't know who he's gonna fight, and I think that's, man, he one of the dark horses, man. You know, I don't know why I don't mention Jermaine Ortiz, but I would like to see Tito Mercado and Jermaine Ortiz fight. I think that would be a good scrap at 140. You know, I liken that to be like the division I actually claim as my division, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been talking about it and keeping tabs on it. But those are the champs. And it's like, I mean, other than Paro getting something going on because, you know, but outside of that, and then maybe the affiliation that people are saying, maybe Tank is going to get Rayo. Nobody knows. I know I'm not claiming to know. I don't know. But nobody calling out these guys. That people are really dismissing Puello, and I'm like, man, that dude might be the one. He might be the one to actually undispute 140, man. He might be the one to undispute it, man. You know, I'm waiting to see Gary Russell, but if Gary Russell come back and, you know what I'm saying, you know, get back and do his thing, you don't hear these other guys, calling him out or wanting no real smoke. I mean, he got to fight Sandor Martin, which I think is a sneaky good fight, man. Sneaky good fight. But nobody's calling him out. You know, and I hate to say this, man. Right now, when people start talking about 140, they almost talk about Tio as like an afterthought. You know, they almost talk about him like an afterthought. And I'm like, man, he's skilled. You know, I mean, seen footage of him doing some things with Canelo. And that's when them was doing that work. That's why I seen, you know, but they almost talk about him like an afterthought. This division, I'm not sure, but it's kind of weird because everybody was saying that Pitbull was the man, and then Ryu came by and beat him. But anybody who fight him is like, no, and like it's not like they're not being too positive about Ryu having that belt. And I'm like, boxing fans are weird. Boxing fans are weird, man. Ryu should be getting celebrated. Anybody who fight him should want it because they were saying that Isaac Pitbull Cruz, I think Algieri and them, I think Algieri was trying to say, he was saying Tio, but Algieri, they was him and Paulie and them, they were flip-flopping. They had Isaac Pitbull Cruz up there, man. They were saying that he could have beat Matias, he could have did this, he could have did that. I'm like, man, he didn't take the Shakur fight. And to my understanding, it was twice. So, Ryu came up and did that. We seen what T.O.'s been doing. Paro he's the man because now I'm just hearing that people are starting to say that Subriel was the boogeyman because Liam Paro beat the boogeyman. But during the whole time, people was out here talking about he ain't no boogeyman. I'm like, yeah, but why wasn't anybody in the ring? Why wasn't too many people ringing his doorbell going up trying to fight him? Paro did his thing, but why before people was not running up on Subriel Matias, chasing him down? And we know this the case because I was doing videos about how nobody was really trying to holler at Boots. Nobody was trying to holler at David Morrell for a second. And nobody was trying to holler at Subriel Matias. Numerous shows about these guys, they could not get a fight. Subriel Matias, he go over there, he signed with Eddie. And I said I didn't want him to go over there for defense, or not to see him fight some of the people that we want. He didn't get a Devin. I'm like, Devin get to not go back to go get his spot to loop around the corner and get a shot at Paro before Matias get his belt back. And because you might be a fan of Devin and I might be a fan of Matias and somebody else might be a fan of Paro, we can't all be in agreement that that's not right. Don't care who you root for. This is what we're getting. You know, so Tito Mercado went over there. We don't know who he's going to be fighting, but that's another talent. It's another talent, man. That's probably one of the dark horses. I think Jermaine Ortiz, man, if he was, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, he seemed like I think he learned some things and he sound mature. And, you know, if he were to stay active, man, I think that would be a good fight. But we don't know what's going on with Jermaine Ortiz. We're hearing about Regis and Catterall. Hopefully that fight gets across the finish line. Even Liam Paro, even, you know, the thought of that idea, I still, you know, I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold my breath just yet for that one. You know, I mean, it sounds good. I like the idea of it, but Paro coming back. Champion Sports Boxing. Salute Body Work. Salute Champion Sports Boxing. Salute. But I'm amazed. You know, I'm amazed that Devin is actually going to be able to do that. I mean, we even have people trying to it's a lot of people trying to act like they don't understand that. How could that possibly even be an attempt to say that that's a unification for Devin to fight under that IBF without having to abide by the 10-pound rehydration? Then in the same breath, you'll have people saying, oh man, shoot, if Tank could go up to 40, he should be able to fight Devin, but he gonna want a 10-pound rehydration. I'm like, so it don't make sense for Tank to go up and have what would be the equivalent to an IBF if he wanted to fight Devin. But you're sitting here trying to make an excuse for him, this man, to try to make it seem like he has a unification going into a Paro fight to avoid the 10-pound rehydration, when that's not a unification. Puello was still sitting in his seat getting ready to fight his mandatory for him while he at recess. I told y'all the last time when he went off. What happened the last time? This time he in recess, but what happened the last time when he went and played in the circus? When I said he went and played in the sandbox with Ryan, what happened? It got turned into a circus show, and everybody want to refer to it as such. So yeah, he want to go in recess. At recess with this Puello belt, and go fight Paro, which is a decent fight in Paro. I just that move, we don't agree that that's not pound for pound type. That's not a pound for pound type move. If you want to say Floyd, yeah, that's not. I'm not sure. Andre Ward, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's not the way they move. Like when we talking about that, like I'm not sure. But as fans, we should be able to agree on that. As fans, we should be able to agree on that. I don't care who you supporting and what you going for. It's the behavior and the end goal. I'm the one trying to say, hey, keep your eyes on the prize. It's an end goal. And the end goal is for us to get the fights. We're not getting them. You're getting fights to see. Fights you don't mind seeing, but we're not getting them. We're not getting Tank and Shakur. People say, oh, it's not ready. We're not getting Boots and Norman. Oh, man, this daddy was tripping. Eddie this, Eddie. Either way, we're not getting the fights. Because they divide and conquer us, man. They're using the political method that they've been doing with all these fan bases, where they pit this one against that one and have the fan bases going back and forth under the illusion that that's actually going to lead to us getting the fight. It don't. You can debate somebody till they blue in the face. If somebody don't want to, people, the father then literally came out and said what the numbers was, what the contract was, all this and all that. Probably, maybe some people say maybe been just a little bit too much, maybe a little too transparent. I don't blame him. He did it. I mean, he did. You know, that's how he is. I salute him, man. You know what I'm saying, for what he doing. You know, he was transparent, and people are still arguing. I'm like, well, if he managed, if he's involved with his son, and he got him to this point, you gotta let them do their business. Like, you're trying to tell them guys how to handle their business at that point. Either way, I say, look, none of that's really not none of my business. I try to compartmentalize it, and I look at the end goal. We didn't get the fight. I'm the one that trying to put the stake in the ground and say, as of today, Shakur, Tank, Boots, Norman, we're not getting it. There's some people still making some noise and bubbling on the low, but we're not getting the fights that we really want. You know what I'm saying? And after that, better be in Bivol fight. I believe that this might not be a popular opinion. After that fight, this is gonna be this is what everybody's waiting to see, for real. Can Dark Horse Dubois upset AJ? Can that happen? At the stage they are in their career and what they got going on, can that happen? I mean, this is the fight after the Beterbiev and Bivol fight. This is the next fight that has my interest. This is the fight I got my eyes on. This is the fight that I think is going to be more impactful for the heavyweight division than anything, man. We do not, I mean, we assume, you know what I'm saying? We would assume AJ going to do his thing, but Dubois is very dangerous. And I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Dubois almost messed up the church's money. That body shot, that legal body shot to Usyk, that legal body shot, he messed up the money, man. But politics, man. The ref was like, man, nah, man, that was a low blow, man. The man got down there, man, and stayed down there, man. I don't know, it was probably a record for how long he stayed down there, man. Dubois is dangerous. And AJ has been through some things, and he has played his cards right to where he's already suffered adversity and came back. He's already went to a different person. You know, now you have some bosses that'll say, man, that's the Frankenstein method. You learn from too many different whatever. I can agree. That's coming from a boxer, like a skilled boxer, a former champion. You know what I'm saying? That I respect. That came from him. So I respect that. I can also say that what we've seen from AJ is it has been looking more instinctual. He's been fighting a little bit more instinctually when everybody was saying he a robot. You know, they used to say he a robot. I think now he's starting to get he's starting to try to develop that killer. I think he has displayed that he got it to where you can say what, because at the end of the day, everybody, according to some fans, everybody's fighting the can, right? Everybody fighting the can. Well, if you getting the chance to knock these cans out, like since everybody's fighting the can, if you knocking yours out or stopping yours or retiring on the stool, you know what I'm saying? I look at those ones as a notch above, man. Because if everybody's fighting cans, you know, going 12 with, since everybody's doing it, going 12 with a can is just, if you want to be that disrespectful, since everybody's doing it. Going 12 with a can is disrespectful, since everybody's doing it. That's going to be a good fight, AJ and Dubois. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's going to be I think that's a sneaky good fight, man. I think we're going to see. We're going to see. But remember, remember where you heard that at. Remember where you heard that at, man. Like, because they're getting ready to come out with it. They're getting ready to come out and do all kind of pieces. That's why I'm trying to hold what I got. I got to hold what I got. And drop it when I need to. You know, I gotta hold what I got, but that's the big fight, man. That after the Beterbiev and Bivol. I said the last couple times, like when we had almost got Virgil, Ortiz, and Stan Giannis, man, I felt like, man, we finally getting ready to see, you know what I'm saying, these guys. And that fight, man, got pushed back, and I'm just like, you know, so with the ones that I know we really should be getting, the meaningful ones, man, I be trying to have my fingers crossed, hoping that they cross the finish line, you know. And I'll continue saying it, because I said it not too long ago when I figured out that Loma didn't want it and Shakur was going to go ahead and sign with Eddie and do his thing with somebody else. I had posed this question a couple episodes where I posed that question. Because are we going to miss out on that, man? Are we going to miss out on that? Was T.O. on the list? Or do we know that, yeah, they're going to fight, just not right now? And everybody knows that. But that's the one I'm gunning for. You know, that's the fight that I would want to see if since it's not gonna be him and Shakur, That's my take on that. And we starting to see this. We starting to see this again. That's why I think they should have just made the fight. They should have just made the fight. I still want to see what's going on with Schofield. I think I heard that De Los Santos, I don't know, he might be moving up or something. De Los Santos and Frank would be a good fight. I think that would be a good fight, man, right now. Like, you talking about explosive, like you talking about, man, like somebody, I think somebody going to sleep. You know, I want to see what Schofield going to do. You know, I think him and his pops, they kind of getting a bad rap, man. I hate that it's going on. I reached out to him and said, hey, man, you know, sit down with me. You know what I'm saying? I think that the narrative, man, that's going on, I don't think it's right. You know, I want to ask you some questions, just, you know, based on not nothing to be, but I think the narrative around that is just all bad. I think, even though I think Schofield, he might not be the most polished guy, he might not be the most technically sound, but all these boxers are different. This man don't mind he don't shy away from getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He know he can be more defensive, but he has good reflexes. He has good power. I think technically, you know what I'm saying, maybe how he swing and, you know, how he come in sometimes, you know, working on that. But that comes, you know what I'm saying, once he become a little bit more patient. Because there's a couple of the guys I said that they move just a little bit too much. Now I understand, because they be in there with some people that can thump. So I understand they moving, but some of them move just a little bit too much. And I think as he settle in, he's dangerous. Listen, anytime you got somebody that's going in there who don't mind being touched, but they're going to touch you, you have a fight on your hand. I think that they're trying to crash his value right now, but it shouldn't be going down because he promoting just like everybody else. He promoting just like everybody else. You know, and since he's a tough out, and you know, you can look bad. Man, Schofield might knock you out. You know, Abdullah, he's making his noise. We see what Zepeda doing, you know, which was odd that he's fighting somebody, supposedly. But it's interesting when you look at it. As long as you're not trying to look at it like as a fanager, just look at it trying to understand what's all going on. And at the end of the day, no matter how hot or how cold, you know what I'm saying, how passionate somebody is about the stance that they're taking, let's start looking more at the end result of these things. Are we getting the fights? No. So maybe if we thought we had any power as fans, maybe if the conversation changed a little bit, maybe we can get them. Let me know if you catch this on the playback. Let me know what you think. I guess my folks ain't gonna come through today, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It is all right. But yeah, I was looking for some opinions. I mean, we all claim that we got solutions and we got opinions, and you know, I'm just be trying to get some solutions going. The question is, are you tired of the divide and conquer strategy being used in the sport of boxing? This is what they're doing, man. At the end of the day, they're dividing. He's saying, Smoke saying, drop the link. What's going on?
What's
Pop,
going on, bro?
what's happening?
Same old, same old. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I was just looking, just doing, just reflecting on this, I took some days off from making some content. I just been being a fan for a little while, just looking at it from a fan perspective, and just reflecting. I'm like, when I came on there and we were talking over there, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do something like this yesterday, but then that's why I was trying to figure out if you was going to go on. I'm like, if you're going to go on, I'll just chit chat with you over there. You get more engagement. They be wanting to, I don't know, I guess people be thinking I'm trying to debate or some shit. I ain't trying to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said you get more engagement, but I'm thinking, man, when you look back at it, man, regardless who you rock with,
Stop what you're doing.
we are being divided and conquered.
Definitely.
And we not, at the end of the day, like if you just keeping tabs on the score, like in soccer, like did the ball go in the goal? It's like, you know what I'm saying? The ball ain't going in the goal for the fans, like with these big fights or with these names or these guys we want to see. Like for Philly and Atlanta, for Newark and Baltimore, like it didn't go, the ball didn't get in the hole.
That's because we what's that word they use? We fickle, man. Like, and guys ain't, guys trying to they only on the loss, they're gonna try to cash out on the loss. So that's where the lose out come from, because no other race has to worry about this shit but us. That if you lose, there's no place for you. Like you know what I'm saying? But you lost. You ain't got no O. He got an O. But like you ain't even looking at competition or nothing. And that shit, and it's crazy because it don't matter in like nothing but boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like that's like the worst sport. Like if you're a black fighter, if you lose, like, but if you saying that if y'all the best, one of y'all gotta lose. Can't be no draw every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is boxing, bro. Like, you don't win every fight. You don't win every fight, man. Or as much as people want to think, every time Floyd laced up them gloves, he ain't win every sparring session. He didn't, he didn't. Earl Spence claim to fame is, it was good work with Earl, but he gave Earl, it was good work with Floyd, but he did give Floyd a black eye. Floyd was fresh out of jail. Earl was eager, and he got caught slipping.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody ain't won every fight that they ever fought, man. So Bud Crawford, them, like I guarantee you, Bud's sister done beat him up before. How about that?
I'm pretty sure of it. I had some cousins growing up, man. I got some stories, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he come from a family of fucking, like you seen his fighters, like, what mother don't tell their son, I love you? And she doing it for a totally different reason. This woman raised from a different era. If I tell him I love him, he won't be hungry. I guarantee you that's the reason she ain't said this shit.
Yeah.
It's like if you know when you come from the coach. Like if I tell you I love you, boy, then you won't be what you see what you is now. You never would have been there. It's shit like.
Yeah, I mean, she was getting her Joe Jack on. She was,
Yeah. So
she was getting her Joe Jack or whoever you want to say.
Whoever you want to say.
Huh?
Whoever you want to say, whatever parent you want to name that. Well, if I wasn't this, he never would. Like Barry Sanders' dad. Oh my God, he never told Barry that he was always Jim Brown. Everything was Jim Brown, and Jim Brown saying, "Shit, this nigga right here," but not to him, not to Barry Sanders' daddy, not until he retired.
Yeah, man.
It's a different way of like when people think like, I gotta raise him this way. Like, we probably never would have got Jerry Rice if his daddy wouldn't be like, boy, catch these damn bricks. And then, and then you got certain guys that are defiant, but don't knock them because it ain't the narrative of your favorite clown trying to push a narrative, man. Like Boots and Brian Norman. A product of the environment, I'll say this. If you never said anything or just said just a little bit just to clear your name, I think he'd have been good. But the fact that somebody keeps sending me some shit like, yo, bro, you keep jumping on platforms that really don't matter. He's getting killed. He was sending me a little message. He was like, yo, Brian Norman Jr. is getting killed in the damn Top Rank chat by Top Rank. And a lot of people that are always in that chat, which has like crazy million views and crazy million subscribers, about you could have headline, but now you a co-main making less than the main event, and you the champion on the card. Like, it go both ways, man. Here's a saying that millennials don't know about. You got to give a little to get a little. Take that and run with it. You got to give a little to get a little. And I'll say that if you don't understand that, you can end up, I hate to say this shit, but you can end up like Gary Russell Jr. wasn't willing to give a little, like as far as they were concerned. And as soon as they could, like, how you would think that a guy who defended the belt for 7 years, was the longest reigning WBC champ at the time, would get a little love and be like, yo, well, we can push this fight back till he recover a little bit from his injury. Nope. We know you injured. We know you hurt. We know you're going to take that shot, and then, you're going to have to figure out how to win this fight. If you don't win this fight, we taking this belt off you. And when they did that to him, he wasn't ranked in any sanctioning body at 126. And then he couldn't get a fight. So he was talking about going to 130 or 135. And since he's lost that belt has changed hands 3, 4, maybe 5 times. So yeah. When it comes to this sport, man, until you get to a certain level, you got to give a little to get a little. I say that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know, man. For a lot of them guys, man, on that side or whatever affiliation they had, a lot of things is in the dark. Like, you don't know anything. Like, I don't know where people be getting all this new information about that side, but I haven't heard anything.
Somebody sent me some shit today that I said, was that Chris Colbert? He said, yeah. Chris Colbert got a podcast.
Oh, man, he got a podcast?
Fucking podcast, man. Nigga sent me some shit. He was like, yo, them PBC boys over there hurting. Niggas doing podcasts. I was like, what the fuck? Like, if you got it, like, bro, you know it. Like, if you got enough time to have some money and build a podcast and buy these mics and setups and have the StreamYard and the fucking the right PC or laptop and all of this, and if you want to have gimmicks or thumbnails and shit like that, bro, you're gonna put a little bit of money into it and time. Like, hold on, nigga, you a professional fighter. You ain't got no job right now. You ain't got no sparring sessions. You got no fights coming up. You got enough time to do a podcast. Nigga, hell nah, nigga. It's ugly over there for certain niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like certain niggas, wrap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Do a podcast, get a job. I hope, you know what I'm saying? Do something with your hands. It's over for you niggas. Yeah, when I seen that nigga sent me that shit, bro, I was laughing my ass. I was like, yo, you really on that shit?
You know what it does though? What it does is he'll be doing that, and then one of these dudes will be like, somebody right in front of their face. I mean, I want Chris Colbert, and they'll pull him off the couch, and that'll be acceptable, man. And that's not what we want to see, man. Why are people? I don't even know what's going on with Keith Thurman. Like, is he retired? Like,
I seen a nigga playing with a flute. I seen a nigga with a flute. I don't know what Ugas doing. I know Sean Porter retired. I know Kell Brooks done. Amir Khan's done. So like, that's why I'll be like, man, find you a new favorite fight. Listen, we had our run with our fighters. They did what they did, but find you something new, man, because Keith doing he on a damn yoga pad with a damn flute. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. For real.
They need to drop some news, man, about what's going on, man. It's like because it ain't nothing. It's just people just saying stuff about him, man. Like it ain't nothing to go off of. Like it's crazy. Other than the what Nello, I guess that's what it is. Like right now, I guess maybe they ain't trying to overshadow that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what to the 21st, I think.
Let me see. Because I remember somebody was talking to me just before I jumped off about Canelo and all that shit. I said, bro, I can't. Canelo can do what he wants. Certain fighters can do what they want. And certain fighters, you got to figure out where you you get in, where you fit in. You know, don't get above, don't fall for the YouTube shit. Think you bigger than you are. The numbers don't say that.
Yeah.
That's some real shit.
Yeah, man.
But when it
we on the hurry up and wait, man. We on the hurry up and wait. I seen Bray Ford back in camp.
Like and bro, the shit with him, like I was rushed and shit like that, obligated. And if he would have said no, how it would have looked. Like he got to think about how that shit looked when he may try to go negotiate with other promotional companies, and then like if you drop the belt and it's like, oh, you're unprofessional, and it's like trying to get you a fight, and they try to play games with you. So I hope that, you know, whoever he's with, they take care of him. I swear. Because what's that shit that Bob said? He was like, if you go to any corner in the hood and ask a black kid or a black guy to throw a jab, he's gonna throw it damn near perfect. Like this is like back in the day how he thought.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? He was like, you go over there, you'll find 10 out of 12 that can throw a damn good ass jab. But when you go to like the other cultures and other races, that shit significantly drops. So if you could turn one of them into a star, I guess in boxing it's a lot easier. Like you can like when you go. I guess he's saying out of every 12 niggas, I got 10 I can pick from. But between 12 out of these damn Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, and then all the, you know, across the water, that shit dwindles down from like 5 to 1. And that's where they try to make the stars from. I remember who, damn, I can't remember his name right now, but I remember him saying that shit. He was like, Bob told him that. I was just like, damn, like I thought it was racist for a while, then I had to think about it like from a money standpoint. If I got 10 niggas trying to tell me they need this, need that, this, that, and the third, I can weed out all 10 of you niggas and then figure out which one I'm gonna actually pay, or how many I'm gonna actually pay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just like if you was in the dope game or anything else. So, like, when Bob, I had to look back, like, is Bob being racist? Nah, he ain't being racist. He been dealing with niggas for the last goddamn 60, 70 years. So, nah, he definitely ain't being racist. He been dealing with niggas for a long time, being a lawyer, being a co-promoter, behind the scenes. He been through Ali, Don King, like niggas like Roy Jones, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Like, listen, man, let me sit back and think. Let me smoke like how Bob thinking. Like, if I think about it, I got 10 fighters that maybe 20 fighters. I got 20 fighters that I'm thinking about, damn, I can put money into. Now I need to weigh I'm gonna go from top to bottom, who I'm gonna put the money into the most. Out of these 20 fighters, 10 of them is niggas. Which one of these niggas am I gonna actually pay good money to or make a star? But out of these other 10 I got, I can make damn near all 10 of them a damn star because it's only a few of them and they not known for kicking ass like that. But niggas is known for kicking ass. So there's a slippery slope, like matchups and shit like that, like when it comes to us, because it's different. That's why I say, like, be easy when it comes to us, man. Like, we different. Like, you already know, like, in the streets, the police think that all black people are Marvel Avengers or DC Comic Justice. Like, we all have special powers. They treat us different. You know what I'm saying? We get to get on the ground with the guns drawn, and everybody, you know, a lot of people get the damn, they want to talk to them. Just calm down, buddy. We don't get that calm down, buddy shit. It's what it is. So when it comes to this boxing, that divide and conquer, like it's enough's enough. Like Brian Overseen shouldn't have said too much. She just said just enough. And if he would have came out and did interviews, he should have been talking about the fight that they already had. Like all that shit you was talking about, Boots, Bozy, Eddie. You never said anything about your opponent and the date that you already had that was already locked in. Like this was gonna have to be some extravagant shit for you to get out of this damn fight. The Top Rank wasn't gonna help you at all because they already had you set up. So
yeah, it's almost like he got sucked in because, you know, like a lot of the people that interviewed him, they already knew he had an opponent and all that. They didn't ask those, but I guess they allowed him to get sucked into wanting to put it all out there. What it was, just, you know, to try to
for content.
Yeah, but it was like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They don't. sometimes they don't even be asking that. Like it's like you know that that's the case, but they have an agenda that they're going after, which was which is this content. It'll get them to do numbers, but in that whole process, I guess the interviewer and he himself didn't talk about the opponent, or they did it in glancing blows. Because at one point in time, he was even like, "Man, I told him, man, F that day," as if to say that if that deal would have went through, they would have understood, and the fight would have went on, but he would have said, bump this date. So I mean, it's a question as to whether or not he's going to be on that card. You know about that?
Who? Brian Norman?
Yeah, is he going to be on that Keyshawn undercard?
Yeah, and now you got 2 months to explain your opponent that you already had and you was already training for. Because you got network 9-4, you got September, October, and the fight's November 8th. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's be truthfully honest with you, and Keyshawn's making more than you on this fight. He don't got no belt. And he just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in a little while, like, unless you keep, and you gonna keep going around here, you're gonna keep jumping on, you're gonna jump on Mill City, you're gonna jump on Coach Malachi, you're gonna jump on all these, like, bro, that shit's not gonna matter. It's not. When you already know Top Rank had a plan for you before they would, like, be even willing to try to help you negotiate when it comes to boots. That's why you was asking for that damn, they basically were saying, listen, pay me $1 million and the belt is up for sale for $1 million. That's basically what they said. Because Brian Norman Sr. was like, I want my son to walk away from this fight, win or lose, with $1 million. After taxes and Top Ranking and everything. So you basically, you pricing yourself higher than you ever been, and you selling the belt. You're trying to do a 2-for-1 deal. And Eddie didn't buy it. He didn't go for it. Which, but that's what the market said though, because you had like, they obviously knew you'd already offered Barrios over 2. You offer Stanionis 2. Like, bring that 300,000 up for us too. Like, the minimum is 2 for us. And when they want to bring that extra 300,000 up, we got what we get.
And now look, I mean, so who can? He's still coming, but the Normans they still coming out all right though, right, with this. They got a fight. They got, it's lined up. They gonna follow. It's another defense.
It was better for them. Like, but you knew that Top Rank already had plans for you. This is like doing business, and you like, yo, we got a deal and obligation. But if you can pay me this and do this and then come back and do the obligation, yeah, I'll do, the step aside money, waiting fee, whatever. But you never got that waiting fee money. And this shit made it to the public. And you didn't get the fight made. Like, if you'd have kept this shit behind closed doors, we would have had no problem. We would have just kept promoting you like that. But if you supposed to been fighting Boots and it fell through, you wasn't even, and Top Rank name never came up in negotiations. Never Bob Arum, never Top Rank anything. Always Brian Norman Sr., Boots Bosey, and Eddie Hearn. So that means Top Rank wasn't with the foolery, because that's not what they really with. So we're going to see what's in the future for Brian Norman Jr.
Mm.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. I mean, that's interesting. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I think I know this. I know if Brian would have went into that fight and lost, he would have lost his strap. And I'm not sure because didn't ain't that what T.O. did?
What?
He went somewhere else and lost his strap.
Yeah, he spent all the way around the block. He told Bob go fuck himself, went to Triller. That didn't work. And then I think DAZN ended up outbidding everybody for that fight. And then when T.O. lost that belt and said he's going on 140, Bob kept him, but put him on punishment. Remember, T.O. was crying about, well, they only paying me $1 million.
Yep. So hopefully they, you know, I mean, from what I understand, that's what it was. And so now I guess everybody got to get to know this guy Cuevas. You got to get to know Cuevas because that's who it's going to be. And Keyshawn, man, going up against Lemos. Did you go back and look at Lemos?
I seen a couple of fights. Like, that's gonna be something for him.
Yeah, that's a real test. That's big boy move. And then, like you said, I seen him with the baby. I said, okay, so now you got to do a grown man thing, you know. But that's a tough fight for him, man, at home.
Yeah, but I mean, you got your whole. I mean, you gonna have your brother on the card and shit like that. Like, it's your card. Like he said he ready for it. Let's see, you businessman.
That's what I'm saying. I like the move. That's like, cause he was making me nervous. He was making me nervous, man. And you know, I keep it straight down the middle. I said, man, if you're going chief, you gotta know the state where you at to know, okay, cool, you could chief, but not here, like not this state. So I was like, that's a little, but they all had their little hiccups like that. So I was kind of nervous because with the businessman, you gotta be the businessman. So then he went back in. He did what he did to Pedraza. He got Madueno, and now he running it right back with Lemos. It's like, okay, Keyshawn, now the behavior is matching up with the lingo. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. I like when that's lined up. So I have no problem. That was a surprise. I remember when Lemos, they said Top Rank had signed Lemos. And I'm like, okay, they signed him. I'm like, what they got in mind? But you know, he's a tweener. So he can do 35 or 40. That's why he's dangerous, man. That little dude, he's a little, I think he like Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but can do a little bit more. He's not as one-dimensional.
Well, I do know this. They are, Keyshawn is getting great competition. They testing him, and they feel confident in him. So, and I think he's making, if not, I think he's making double of what the fuck Greg Norman-Jr.'s making.
I mean, but if that was already lined up, that was already lined up. I mean, I say, you know, you heard my stance the other day. I gotta say that's not Keyshawn. I mean, that's not Frank Martin. That's not quite a full Frank Martin where, you know, it was a done deal, and then you just said nah. It wasn't like that, but you had it in your lap. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta call it it's right up under Frank Martin. But then I look at what happened with Boots. It's like, man, we at the end of the day, we lost. We lost, man. We didn't. Both of them brothers kind of lost out a little bit, and the fans lost.
I think the only people who didn't lose was Top Rank.
Right.
because they get what they want. And even if that fight would have went down, they was looking at $250,000 just to let you go fight.
Mm-hmm.
So they looking at $250,000 or more to let you go fight. Like, I mean, and then try to figure out a way to get that belt back because they know how to get belts back. Like, so that was on you to even, to me, right? Like, if I'm Greg Norman, well, I can't even put myself in that position. As a dad, and I got a son, shit popping. All right. You got to know the game, right? You can't be naive to the game. He's so naive, he just kept going and going, and kept going on about the same shit. I feel like, nigga, you already knew it was a slim possibility of you making this fight because you got the belt for sale and you're for sale in this fight. Top Rank really don't want it, but the minimum that they're gonna ask your ass for is $250,000. Your ass, not your son, but you come out here, jump out here on this YouTube shit and look crazy, look right, look crazy, look right. But at the end of the day, it's like, nigga, the fact is y'all already had a fight, so did you duck? That shit is in between a duck and a major clout chase. And you looking like majority of every other of this father-son tandem where the father want to be there, the father's living through the son. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Especially, that's how I feel about when it comes to him. Like, come on, bro, you already know. How you already not know what you're supposed to be doing? But I don't want to hit him. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, do him too dirty. But it's all right if y'all fight and one of y'all lose. I mean, like, it's not gonna kill you if you fight official people. Look at Danny Garcia. How's he getting a middleweight title shot? And he ain't fought no damn middleweights.
Yeah, but you know how Top Rank is, man. They because when you look at it, when Boots got it, he was at home and he defended it. Now he about to go defend it over there, but like, man, the writers and everybody else they'd have put their foot up their butt. They would have put their foot up Top Rank, but if they would have let that belt walk away, because people are kind of devaluing the belts now at 47, which I think is still kind of crazy. Like, the names aren't there, but that division was on hold. It was a lot of people in the pipeline for a long time, and just because just because
the names are gone.
Yeah, just because the names are gone, there's still people in the funnel. And there's still people waiting. Like, I was talking about it earlier in the show. I was like, man, like, everybody was anticipating the Virgil Ortiz and Stan Giannis fight. Like, that was going to be okay, who are these guys really? You know what I'm saying? And that didn't happen. And so, you got to think, what happened with Virgil is he moved up. And just so happened because his body started telling on him, he had to go up 54, and that might have been the best thing for him. But he is with Oscar, and Oscar is promoting him as such. With Top Rank, you already know they'll line you up to get that belt around somebody's waist that they really want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll do that.
Yeah, that's their motto. They want to make sure that the guy that is representing them fighting for the belt or defending it, they want to make sure that he's a star. They want to make sure he got star power. Not only can he fight, but you know he got the it factor. It's something about him that people like. You know what I'm saying? That's our top rank. That's the only people they gonna pay.
You think you think it's any credibility to this stuff about the speculation that Boots might move up now?
Nah, I think he's got a pretty broad trajectory. Like he could move up. He could go over there. Like I'll be real with you. Like as much shit as people is talking. First of all, he's still gonna make more than $1 million. 1, 2. That's international exposure if he go over there and not carrying the fuck out. That's crazy international exposure because the ones from America that's done it in the last few years, I'll give you 2 examples. Tank went over there, Bud went over there. You trying to get where they at. You're trying to fight one and you've been on the undercard of the other a few times. So that international exposure is different. Like when he go over there and finish carrying, game over.
He what? He go over there and do what?
If he goes over there and knocks carrying out, that shit is like that puts him like, you know, people gonna know who he is because he went into enemy territory. You are and in Germany, like the history between the United States and Germany, he knocks him out. You know, now you know you got something to play with. Like, what has Boots done with? Nigga, he went over there where you already know that you 3 rounds down.
Hey, good point. Like,
I'm not a Boots hater. Like when people think I say yo, Boots should go to 160, they be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, yo, I believe what the boy said. The boy said anybody between 147 and 160 can get it. Now let's look at that. Let's look at Boots' frame. What is he? 5'10", 6 feet? In between that?
Yeah.
Stop it. That boy make 160 easy. We stronger than a motherfucker. I don't know what you motherfuckers are talking about. You don't know. And then you motherfuckers don't come from even if you're just a fan, you ain't got a real boxing pedigree fan. I mean a real boxing pedigree, you know, fan base. Like you're not a real, you know what I'm saying? Like there was no 154 like before. I don't even know where 154 came from. When year it got integrated or nothing. It was 135, like 140 popped up out of somewhere. And then it was 147, then it was 160. It was a reason that the shit got harder.
Yep.
It was a reason that shit went from after 147, 160, like 168, and then I'm not gonna say I know when 175 and the cruiserweight division, whatever it is between whatever weight and under 200 pounds, but I know it was, you know, he was like, you know, featherweight, lightweight, junior lightweight. I mean, super light. You was really a junior welterweight. That's the damn name at 140. And then he was a welterweight, and then from welterweight, you went to fucking middleweight. Or you didn't fight. So they start making, you know, these extra weight classes for fighters, and now, you know, niggas taking that shit to an extreme. Boots, if you go to 54, the same shit that happened at you at 47 will happen at 54. Because you done got here late, nobody's gonna let you jump. I mean, unless somebody miraculously just be like, well, I got $10, $15 million for you to fight him. and he gonna make his standard $3 million base. That's the only way some shit gonna happen for you. At 154, where the money at, you may have to forego where the money at and make an investment. And by the time everybody come up there, you a mogul looking to conquer. So anybody else who coming up there, if they want to say they bigger than you, they got to come see you. But that would be at 160. Nobody cares about 147 right now. There's no names at 147 that are spicy enough to keep you there and us to be like, well, all the talent you say you got, that didn't matter. Again, when you said anybody from 47 to 68 can definitely get it. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, you know, Eddie, he be laying out. He kind of be telling you exactly what he gonna do, man. It's and everybody knew it. That's why your boy, let's say fan club boxing. Let's say fan club boxing. Oh man, beforehand, oh man, that's great, man. And oh man, yeah, oh man, yeah, all of that. And now it's like, man, I don't know, man. Eddie Hearn, man, you know, I don't know. I was like, he said it before. He was like, man, when you sign up, man, he gonna send you on a Euro tour, which is fine. Which is fine if that was the understanding. But I don't think that many of us over here, I knew because I've been keeping my eye on Eddie. And like, I've been looking at Eddie. Like, I'm like, man, you promote well, but these matches, man, don't mind seeing them. Not what we particularly wanted. That's the rule for me with that. So I've been keeping my eye on Eddie. But now that's exactly what we're getting as people continue to sign over there. You know, like Eddie's plan is his plan was to make Boots a star. Like he was trying to get the Devin Haney thing treatment, like as far as, you know, how like the name notoriety and the, you know, what he was able to do with Devin Haney career. Cause that's, if you ask me, that's where his name kind of got to where it was the actual name. It was under Eddie's regime. I think they were trying to duplicate that with Boots because he already had the fight. He already got the fight, the fan-friendly style. They just needed to kind of try to, you know, make his name blow up a little bit more to where, you know, not a household name, but put him on the map.
Him signing Boots instead of anybody else was like, I mean, if he listened like I listen, I mean, this guy said anyone from 47 to 68, so I can make money off of him in 4 different divisions. That's how I think Eddie is thinking of this shit. Like, because Eddie's like, if Eddie, like, I'm not saying Eddie, like, niggas making all these thumbnails and live and shit like, oh, the zone Matchroom ain't got no money. No, that's not what happened. Eddie just like, I'm not about to throw away money for a fight that don't make sense. So maybe he gonna have Boots move up, or he gonna let Boots bet on himself, go over there, not carrying out this time, and get, that's crazy exposure wherever they fight at, knowing that, like, cause I don't think they can fight where he's from, but if they fight in another foreign state, and you're fighting a guy from a whole other, like, bro, that's a lot of exposure. Real talk.
Yeah, that's exposure. You know, so you think he's gonna actually follow through and do it? He's gonna allow himself to be under that card, like he's gonna do it?
I don't know. I still don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say yeah, because I don't even know when the goddamn what What's their fight date?
I don't know. I know purse bid. I gotta look up the rules of purse bid and all that. Like,
so all they got is like, okay, we won the fight. So where do we want to put it at? What, like, do we want to? What date? Is it a pay-per-view fight? Is it a like, you know what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it? And then, like, because you don't want to have that fight scheduled around any other fight that could like oversee it. Because, bro, there's like 2 other fights that are on September 14th. And I was like, why the fuck would y'all do that? That's Canelo's date and the UFC date. Why would y'all even think about having a fight on that date? As soon as I figured out that the 14th was gonna be that date, I'm pushing my like, nah, I'm doing the day after or some shit like that. Like, and it's Triller. One of them was Triller. Nah, I'm not even doing that to myself.
yeah. So I'm like, man, like, I don't know. I guess it's in time we'll get those answers. Cause I'm like, man, they had to have some kind of plan. I know he wasn't gonna try to book something. Well, I'm guessing this got to be like a November time frame too.
If you're gonna fight and stay relevant, yeah, like, but do you? Okay, Keyshawn got a date that's November the 8th. People were talking about like Tank got a date in November too. So you want to put a fight on in between those? And or like, I mean, you gotta figure, is the fight pay-per-view when you start talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas, a month apart? I ain't saying about birthdays and shit. Like, you really trying to like, listen, you might want to have this fight around. That's why a lot of you be noticing like when guys have fights around February, March. Why they having those fights? Tax time. We know you got the money now. You got the taxes. You know you got a few dollars.
C-Dub, aka Reggie Bush, number 24. Salute to the panel. Salute.
Yeah, I had a few pull up from.
Salute.
I told him it was gonna be we was gonna put a twist on it with the divide and conquer. How they like, it's okay. It's okay if one of us lose. It's okay. We can bounce back. You don't have to kill him. You don't have to be like, oh, he's trash, he lost. No. 2 guys that you said were elite and the best, they fought 1-1. That don't mean the other one is shit.
His twin, salute, body work. Salute his twin. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's yeah. I went into my little spiel, aka rant, whatever you want to call it, earlier about it. And I'm scorekeeping now, man. Like, that's why it's like, yeah, I'll get into the facts and do all of that. Then I'll look up and prairie dog it and be like, what the fuck? What's our end goal here? You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping score is binary. You know what I'm saying? It's X's and O's. It's ones and zeros. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just keeping track, looking at everything, and fan bases, man, we be going at it sometimes, and at the end of the day, we just passionate about this football. I mean, this boxing shit, and we just want to see the big fights. That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking about Super Bowl. That's why I was thinking Super Bowl. We want the Super Bowl of boxing. That's why I have football. We want the Super Bowl of boxing sometimes, and we don't want to wait like every 5 years. Like, we might not get it every year, but at least we can get the meaningful fights to build it up to where we can get that before we kill each other. You know what?
We probably could get Super Bowl of boxing once a year if guys did their fucking jobs. And because it's boxing, every 2 to 3 months, you're putting yourself in a position to make yourself that for that year. Because let's say, you know, Tank and Shakur put themselves in position to be the Super Bowl for 2025. That don't mean, you know, well, at a certain point in 2025, like with boxing, I think we should get maybe 2 to 3 Super Bowls. All the fights that popping off, if you put yourself in position, we could get Tank Davis, Shakur, and we can also get what? I ain't gonna say like because it's a build up, but like because they put themselves in position. But Fundora definitely did. And let's say if we get Fundora, Bud, Earl, Virgil, or we can get Virgil, Bud, Fundora, Earl. I'll take those. Those are conference championship games.
Yeah, I'll take those. I want to know, man, what do you think about the Lubin, man? Why is everybody, it's like this man can't get a fight?
Okay, one, he dangerous. Two, the knockout he took against
Mel.
Like, they won't let that go. That's why I keep saying it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is boxing, bro. This is not a team sport where this ain't wrestling, like where a nigga hits you and then, you know, you try to figure out how to go tag him in. No, this is not that. If the ref deemed that you can't continue, depending on the ref, and then if you're not a knockout artist that's out here killing niggas, it's gonna it's gonna be like they don't respect. But Erickson Lubin is a dangerous opponent for anybody. He just got caught with a great fucking shot.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Brandon Adams knocked out Boychuk. You know what I'm saying? In Boychuk, everybody look at it, man. There's a lot of people say that they didn't get that right between him and Virgil. But, you know, nobody talk about that. Nobody even brings that up. But that was his blemish, his one blemish. And look at what he doing with Virgil. Like, he knocked him down twice. Like, so it's like, that's what I be trying to say sometimes. Like, we be having our absolutes. The Spence Bud stuff taught me a lot. So I try not to be as extreme. I try to be more calculated in my reasoning about why I think it. But now I know that there are things that these boxers are going through and stuff that they got going on that we would never know until right before they get in the ring, man. Like, we ain't gonna know until we actually see them fight. You know, and that fight also told me that if you decide to get in there, regardless how messed up you are and somebody do that to you, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you was gonna go get it. You was gonna go get the bag, man. We understand, but if they do that to you, we can't say, oh man, it was a shoulder. Oh man, it was just like, no. I mean, we could point out that you had that deficiency, but at the end of the day, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You chose to do that, and we understand because that's how you get your bread. Like, it's tough, but that taught me a lot. So now I look at it like, okay. I see the examples, like I say all the time, Pacquiao got face planted. You know what I'm saying? He came back, he had trilogies that came back, and you know what I'm saying? He didn't got slept, slept. So it's just today, like you said, when you say we fickle, you know what I'm saying? We are as fans, and then we let what certain people say, we just take that shit and just run with that shit.
Certain motherfuckers, because like I'm about to go get something to eat real quick. Certain motherfuckers think that Pacquiao has a chance against one of these champions at 147. when he's been knocked out by Marquez, outclassed by Floyd. He got off on Thurman, but then he got dominated by Ugas because you see his wife had to feed him when he fought after the shit. His wife was feeding him.
Man. Ugas put hands and feet. That's why I say, man. But people don't give Ugas no credit, man. Ugas put Paul and Pacquiao, man.
Like, I get Manny Pacquiao's a legend, but like, yo, bro, it's a certain age, you're like, yo, bro, you not what you used to be. Your bones is telling you shit. Like, I'm 43 years old. I have gotten up a certain way and was like, what the fuck did I just do? I thought I just like went and hooped. I was like, yo, this the same pain I got from hooping. I ain't even shot a jump shot. I stood up. Like, listen, I don't care what shape you in. Like, you sleep wrong at a certain when you get older. You like, yo, what the fuck? You need a full-blown massage. So, so man, you talking about you trying to fight Barrios or what is it? Barrios or no, like, nigga. The Jay-Z song, nigga, please. Bro.
Highlight reel, man. Highlight reel. Cause look at what Barrios did to Ugas after the Earl joint. Like, look at what Barrios did.
And here's some real shit. Ugas may have been as old as you, but you know, you had way more. Like, listen, man, you ran into Ugas. Ugas is a perfect case of what they did to Daniel Dubois and a few other fighters. Ugas fucked up the church's money so bad, beating the shit out of Manny convincingly. I'll tell you somebody before I get out of here, bro. This shit crazy. There's a lot of people that I respect told me he took the dive, bro.
Dang.
Against Earl, bruh. Because a lot of people want to point out and shit. After the punch, when Earl stumbled, and you know, when he punched him and then he looked for his mouthpiece, and when he hit him again, he stumbled against the ropes. That after that round, Ugas stopped punching like that. Fuck you stop punching for? I tell you another one.
That's deep.
Why he got depressed and why he cried when the next fight he had he won. They said Danny took the dive too.
Yikes.
I could like the Ugas one, you know, coming from over there, you know, he got integrity, but like, yo, bro, like when, like, you know, you ain't seen your mom and motherfucker may tell you, hey, I can get your mom the visa to get from there to here. That shit mean different than, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna pay you. Like, I don't know what a person will do. But the one with Danny, and then seeing how Danny acted after he won his next fight, like, what the fuck you depressed? Like, Danny, hold on, wait. How you get depressed? You had your sisters on Warner Brothers. They got major deals. You making $1 million deals. How the fuck you depressed? Only reason you would be depressed because out of every fight I ever seen you fight Danny Garcia, Danny Swift, no look, left hook Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Worst I ever seen you was in Earl Spence fight when you wouldn't engage and you didn't throw no punches. But now, Danny come off a 2-year hiatus and he gets a WBA championship fight with Elisari Lara.
Hibachi, man. That's hibachi. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say,
I mean, I
man,
don't-
hey,
I don't
shit.
know any other way to try to like.
Mm.
I don't know any other way. Like when somebody said it to me, and then another person said it to me, and I respect both of these people. I was like, and then I went back and watched it, and then I thought about it, and I got a little bit of common sense. And then I just kept watching the motion of how like that person they was talking about. I'm not gonna say the other nigga, but Danny. Nah, I'm gonna say both of them. Ugas, I think Ugas got the damn message during the fight, and Danny got the message before the fight.
Dang.
Yeah.
C-Dub say facts, PBC magic. You make a hell of a strong case, man. I think it's you know it's enough for an indictment. You know what I'm saying? Like you know,
Yo, body work. I'll be real with you. This ain't even my case. This is me telling you a case. I'm sitting there watching. If the guy that put in like, and I asked him, I said, yo, you really think? And like he just kept, fuck it, man. WCS told me the shit about Danny Garcia. I was like, for real? I'm sitting there listening to this shit. I'm like,
man.
oh man, let me go back, not like anybody else, and just be like, I don't know what he talking about. Let me go back and watch Danny Garcia through all his career, and then watch their Earl Spence fight. Holy shit! Let me go back and watch Ugas through his career, and know that Ugas' claim to fame before he even got the belt or whatever was that he really beat Sean Porter.
Yeah, I had it. I go back and watch that fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could say so.
And he went toe to toe, blow for blow with Sean Porter. Danny, we got you going toe to toe, blow for blow with Sean Porter and Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
But when it came to when y'all fought Earl Spence like we never saw before. And then when it came to Ugas, when it came to Danny, we never seen you fight like that, Danny. On the back foot, never trying to come, like not throwing punches, like you never saw that. So when I saw you with that, when you won your next fight and you was crying, talking about depression.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I mean, like when somebody puts something in your ear and then you go check something out and then shit start evolving and unfolding in front of your eyes, you like, you don't want to believe it, but you like, dang. And then when it came to Ugas, like you went, a lot of people said you beat Sean Porter, but that would have fucked up the bag when who is gonna fight next. So when, like, I swear to God, bro, somebody told me, like, yo, they said Ugas' team. They said Ugas' team got the memo mid-fight, right after he caught Earl with that punch. And that next round, when Ugas went back to the damn corner, as you see, when he came back, that eye got swollen up. He stopped throwing as many punches, and they stopped the fight. Then, after the Ugas fight, 15 to 18 months later, 2 car accidents. He jumps in the ring with Bud, with a guy that's not with the program, and gets completely dominated. These are the things people were telling me. Now, if you sit back and just look at how this shit unfolded, Danny, you took it. You done as Ugas, you took it, man. Like, that's just me. because you guys come back after you fight Earl and fight crazy and on another level that we like on the level that we thought you was, and both of you niggas was like, yeah, I'll fight Bud. He like da 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 da. You motherfuckers was scared of Earl, but you talking about you will fight Bud after you seen what Bud did to Earl? Something ain't right here.
Yeah, that's a good little good nugget right there, man. Good little give everybody something to think about, man.
Bro, this is not my argument. I did no lives on this. I didn't go crazy. This is just me listening to people and looking at it like, let me just sit back and look at the damn footage. You niggas never fought like this ever before, especially Danny. Ugas, like after the round that you staggered him and had him pick his mouthpiece up off the ground, he didn't throw no punches and ended up with an eye jam and ain't got stopped. That's crazy. You ended up with the Will Smith, the Fresh Prince eye jammy and had to move from Philly to Bel Air. And when it comes to Danny, like I'm just being for real, like it comes to like, and when it comes to Danny, like yo, Danny, we never seen you fight like this.
That's fact. That's a fact, though. You know what I'm saying? That's. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's history lesson, man. That's eyeball. That's a count. That makes sense. You can go back and look. It's footage, so you know these things could be. You know, you can look at it. You know, it's good information, man. Good information.
So, bro, yo, I appreciate you having me up here. And yo, listen, man, stop the divide and conquer, man. We can lose. Listen, I'm gonna get on my AB shit. Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Ecuadorian, Dominican, Cuban. They all can lose and lose no fan base. Everybody across the water can lose and lose. Like, listen, they already talking about Boots fighting Madrimov. If he moves up, he not even in the ranking no more. Like, listen, man, everybody but us. Divide and conquer. Everybody. So I'll leave it on that one, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good message, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
Anytime, bro. You know what it is.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, peace. Yeah, C-Dub, aka Reggie Bush. I can't wait another 5 years for these big fights, man. Me either, man. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait another 5 years for these fights, man. But he laid out some things, man, and he on the. You know, we might differ on who we think or who we, you know, like in the case of Beterbiev and Bivol. He going Beterbiev, I'm going Bivol. But we could sit and talk boxing for hours. It's just like we should be able to do that as fan bases and at least get in unison to where we're united in your fighter might lose. The fighter might not look good. He might get knocked down. You know, but if he come back, he still fight, you know what I'm saying? He take it like he should and get back, grind his way back, train his way back, and come in and keep trying, you know what I'm saying? That's really what we aiming for. And we want these names, man. We want these big fights. You know, I'm with C-Dub, man. We can't, you know, I don't want to wait. But as a fan base, man, let's stop it, man. We tired. That's why I call it We Tired Podcast. Now I want to have an open panel where you could express yourself, man. Aren't you tired of seeing this divide and conquer strategy? They just like on Madden, they just keep, you know how on Madden somebody can just keep running the same play. Like it was a point in time where if you had New England and you had Tom Brady and Randy Moss, it was almost like a glitch. You can drop back every play for a bomb and you Randy Moss. If you know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, especially if you do it every play, you're going to get in. Like, they keep running the same play on us as fans. And I'm just the one keeping score at the end of the day. Yeah, we getting, you know what I'm saying? We getting some minnows. We getting a couple little sardines. But we ain't getting the big ones. You know? So let's keep that in mind when we talking about boxing, man. And I told y'all who was famous for it, where did it come from, and it really comes from divide and rule. Because if somebody can come through and pick up our talent and then make our talent fight elsewhere and this and this and that, like, we never really get to our full potential, especially because people don't want to lose. And what do we do with people when they lose? We tend to throw them away. We can clown them about getting, knocked out or stopped, or make our little jokes like we do about everybody else. We can do that. We can. But we can support them if they coming back. If they all right and they healthy and they decide that that's what they still want to do in life, we can still support them, man. That's the message. He said, I'll go for my fighters, win, lose, or draw, 10 toes down. I don't do that flippity flop stuff, man. That's how I am, man. I always say I don't flip flop. I got them for sale though. I don't flip flop, but I got them for sale. I'm just saying that, hey, man, cause there's some cool people out here, man. It's some good people out here, man, who really at the end of the day just want to see the big fights. You just got your preference over the fighter that you like. Let's establish some rules, some guidelines, some foundational things to where we all, no matter who you going for, we'll be locking steps saying, nah, man. I don't care who we going for, but nah, man, that's not what boxers should be getting right now. We should be getting this right here. And be, and be on one accord with that. We ain't gotta sing Kumbaya. If we debating about who win, you can still get this work. You want to talk about some history, some dialogue, do all that, you can still get this work. I do that body work, but we could be civilized and actually look at the score and be like, man, we missing out on some fights, man. Some things that could have easily happened, and just something to think about. I appreciate everybody who, came through. C-Dub, Pop, his twin, Champion Sports Boxing, Cookie Monster. And if you catch this on the playback, let me know what you think, man. Are you tired of this strategy? Are you tired of this strategy being ran on you? I think we smarter than that. I think we maturing in boxing. Like, even if you might not be a diehard, hardcore, but you probably more than casual, and at the end of the day, we're not getting what we should be getting. C-Dub say facts. See, that's what I'm saying. That's all. Like who you like. Talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? But then let's keep score, man, and let's not let them pull the wool over our eyes when we be co-signing some dumb shit, and at the end of the day, us co-signing it going to lead us to not getting these fights. That's all I be saying. Like who you like. But I ain't going to keep, I ain't going to keep going and loop back, man. Salute to everybody, man. It's them fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. Thanks for tuning in here at Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay. You want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Body.